Hello, so I'm gonna make a quick video on just flatboard grinders in general, just to explain the phenomenon of the fast chirp and how exactly that works, why it happens, and so on and so forth. So we have a flatboard here. This is the HU, and this is a high fine producing bar, and it's got a lot of flat areas. You're gonna see them over here. Not all flat bars have that many flat areas. I'm gonna pull a pair of multi-purpose bars. See, they don't have the same flats, and these don't produce as many fines, but we're gonna focus on high fine producing burrs like the HU, like the Mazur right now, because those are the burrs that can have a false chirp very frequently, almost every time actually. So basically what happens is fines build up on this outside edge of the bar, and then when you start adjusting the grinder to finer, you're gonna see a lot of resistance and you're gonna hear a chirp, which is just the fines getting cleaned up from the burrs. But basically we're gonna turn on this guy, and verify that our chirp is at 0 or around 0, and then we're gonna go to 600, which is a range you're likely not going to use with the HUs. That's what's in this grinder, because they're mostly an espresso focused burr set, so you're going to use them mostly in the 100 to 200 range, and this is likely where you won't be going, but for the purpose of this experiment I think this illustrates what I'm trying to say very well. Also, a point here is when you're adjusting a flat bar grinder, it should be running, especially if you're going finer, because there may be round on the burrs, and you're not going to really get to your adjustment if you're adjusting it with it off. So anyways, let's go to the 600. Let's put in some beans. I usually hot load my grinder, but since I'm working one-handed, we're going to cold start it. Alright, the cup is on there. So we're going to run it at what should be a filter setting, but again, for these boys, there isn't much of a filter setting, just because they're very fine producing bars, so all the beans are cool. I'm gonna cap it. Now, if this starts turning, you're gonna hear the sound. I don't know how well it comes through, but there is a lot of resistance. There's a lot of resistance. And now the resistance stops, since most of the fines get cleared off. And now if you go back and forth, the resistance is not there. Now we're going to keep on going finer and finer, and we're going to see if our chirp is still at 0. Yep. Between 0 and 5, I'd say that's good. That's where our chirp is, and our lock is still where it was at around minus 20. So that's generally how the flatboard grinders work, and that's a very, very common phenomenon. I'm going to return it to it works for me, and yeah, that's that.